Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and we're going to try a take 2 on this one. And this is going to be my review for My Hero Academia, Season 6, Episode 24. And, unlike last episode, this episode did make me tear up a little bit. Just a little bit, though, not as much as probably everybody else. And no, that doesn't make me a heartless monster. It's just that, I'm not exactly sure how to phrase it. Hang on, stupid thingy. I don't have a whole lot of room on this stupid desk at the moment. I actually need to clear it off. And, essentially, obviously there's an angry mob, or I wouldn't call it a mob yet, that, don't want Deku there. And I can understand their fear, because he is he's All For One's primary target. And you really don't want anybody who is the target of the biggest, baddest criminal that is out of prison right now, gunning for them, because they will get caught in the crossfire, they think. I can understand that completely. However, there is a light side to having him there in the first place. Not only is he a target, and he would be coming there to get him, he is also your best asset in defending against not only All For One, but any other villains that would be stupid enough to try and attack you. Because, I mean, not even counting Shigaraki at this point. Because Shigaraki's quirk would probably still, even with the new security system that Nezu put in place, would still lay waste to the campus. Anyway, not even counting him, anybody else that tried to attack would automatically get thrashed. Especially if Deku was able to get enough sleep, enough food, and get back into a good mindset as well. Considering how strong he is right now. And, not even counting that, all the freaking pros that are already at the school right now, the teachers, Nezu, well, he's not really a pro, but, I mean, considering his quirk, you really don't want to get on his bad side. And considering the fact that he's not really a fan of humans, it actually makes me wonder, why is he teaching humans if he doesn't like humans? That's a question for another day. Anyway, yeah, his quirk alone, plus the teachers, not even counting Aizawa, because Aizawa's not there right now. And even if he was there, he might be able to still use his quirk, just not at full capacity, considering his right eye is out of commission right now. If not permanently. And, yeah. And the fact that we've also got Hawks, we've got Endeavor, and, not to mention all the other students there as well. So, yeah, they'd be hard-pressed to get at any of the civilians. Especially considering, like I said, the security measures, because Nezu tells them that he had upgraded the campus and the defenses to the point where even if the villains tried to come in and attack them, they wouldn't stand a chance or be able to get at the civilians, because apparently the campus can move. And when he said move, I thought he meant that, move as in fly. No, move as in go down into like a grid system and down to like a subway tunnel type system and be able to go places, essentially. Which means that all they have to do would be to get all the civilians into those certain areas. Actually, a whole campus is like that, but into, like, I guess, areas that have buildings, for example, that they can all hide in, and then move those areas. And they can move them to another school, like Shiketsu, for example. And Shiketsu's freaking far away, apparently. So, yeah. And like I said, even with Shigaraki's quirk, they got apparently, how many layers did he say? 3,000 layers between that and the top of the campus and where all the subway system is, where all the... They do know that their voice is passed to the microphone. They know, and they just do it to annoy me. They do it to be bad boys. Anyway, there's essentially 3,000 layers between the civilians and the bad guys, essentially, once they're down there. So they got some kind of defense against Shigaraki's quirk, even. And I'm guessing that they haven't told the civilians this because they still don't know who the traitor is. Which makes me worried that Nezu even told the students this. Because only the teachers and only a select few people at first knew. The students, or only a few people at UA, or not a few people, the teachers at least, knew, and probably the students knew about the whole where they were going to be at for the USJ thing, and that All Might was going to be there, and when that was coming. The civilians didn't know that, obviously, so they could probably rule them out. But obviously they can't really divulge too much information about the stuff because not even counting the UA traitor thing, there could still be villains hiding amongst them. And, yeah. But, yeah, I think the kicker that there is a traitor amongst them is the attack on the camp in Season 3. Because only the Wild Wild Pussycats, I'm guessing Principal Nezu, the chaperones, and the teachers, and I'm guessing the students knew where that camp was. Or, no, the teachers knew where that camp was. The students would have known once they got there. So, the earliest that Shigaraki would have known where to send the villains would have been when the students got there. So somebody there is a traitor. As for who it is, I know who it is. I spoiled myself on who it is. So, and it's actually not who you would think it is. I can say this because it's obviously not who it is, because most people would suspect it's Toru, aka Invisible Girl. Because, I mean, it would make perfect sense. All she would have to do would be to remove her, in her hero costume, all she wears is gloves and boots. All she would have to do would be to remove that, and nobody would know where the heck she went. She could easily go and tell anybody anything, essentially. We wouldn't know the motive or anything, but it's not her, actually. I think. Only reason that it wouldn't be... unless there's two traitors. As far as I know, there's only one traitor. And it's not her. But, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, they haven't told the civilians about the whole security system, which means they don't know that they're completely safe in UA, essentially. So, yeah, Deku's wanted to leave, obviously, because he doesn't feel welcome there. And even Best Jeanist trying to set their minds at ease doesn't work. And I don't know who the heck is telling people about all this and why they're doing it in the first place, because, I mean, why are they trying to turn the civilians against the people who've been trying to help them in the first place? And why are they trying to demonize the one person that could actually take down All For One in the first place? That's essentially what they're trying to do. Which is why the civilians are trying to keep him out. And I could be wrong here, but one of the people that was shown because they were showing some of the civilian phones, about the articles that have been leaked by heroes and all that, and one of them looked like one of the guys that Kirishima and Tetsu did their internships with, I think. Yeah, I think it was their internships, because I think it was their internships and then their work studies. I think it was that guy. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But why? I don't get it. But anyway, they're all making a big fuss about it, not even knowing the entire truth. Or that essentially Deku is their best asset at this point. He might be a target, but he is their best asset at this point. And essentially, this is making it worse for Deku, for his mentality as well, because yeah, this is essentially not good for him. And Uraraka decides to take a stand on this and gets to the top of the building because, sound travels, essentially. And grabs President Mike's megaphone and essentially asks them to essentially have compassion and allow him to stay because he's the one who's been trying to protect them. He's been out there fighting villains, not even staying here because he left. He left to do this, essentially to keep them safe, because he knew he was a target. He knew All For One would come for him. And yeah, he's the one who's been getting beat up, he's the one who's been getting hurt, he's the one who's been getting tired and everything to keep everybody safe. And all he's wanting is a place to stay and rest, so he can protect them better. Because he can't protect them when he's at his worst like that. He can't even protect himself. And she's finally able to get through these guys. Because they've essentially been treating heroes like, dang it, what will be the word for this? I don't even know how to explain it. But I did actually notice the guy who ends up talking to the rest of the civilians. That was the guy who talked to Midoriya in Season 1, Episode 1, and told him he could be a hero when he didn't even know the kid. Yeah, I recognized the guy when I was watching the episode. And essentially, he told everybody that, yeah, we've been watching these people protecting us, putting on a performance, essentially, with, how flashy everybody is and everything, and how they get all fame and fortune and everything, and we've put All Might on a pedestal, and now that he's had to retire, everything's been thrown into chaos because of it. And having one person being the strongest, and nobody even close to as strong as he is a bad thing. Because once that guy has been knocked over, or has had to retire for whatever reason, who's going to be left to protect them? That can even match what he can do. Especially when there's a villain out there that was able to put up a fight against him. But yeah, Deku definitely needed to hear what Uraraka had to say. And they need to, come on, seriously guys, tell each other how you feel. Seriously, they both like each other. They both like each other so much, you could tell with the way they act around each other. If they don't, it better be in Season 7. It better be. But yeah, we finally get to see what Koda and the other girl... So she was able to get to UA's shelter, essentially. And, yeah. Things are finally looking up, sort of. As for what's going to happen next, we don't know, because Stain is following All Might. I still think he's not going to hurt him. I think he still has some kind of respect for All Might, despite the fact that he had to retire, obviously. That he's not going to hurt him, that he's going to back him up if he ends up running into trouble. I would think. What do you guys think on that? Do you think that All Might would be a victim of Stain, or do you think that Stain would still have enough respect for All Might to not hurt him? Let me know what you guys think, and what you have to say about this episode, and I'll see you guys next time.